Hi Joel, thanks for taking the time to meet me this morning at Airspace World. Could you start by talking to me a little bit about Iris? Where are you with the rollout to airlines and ANSPs? How's it being received?
Yeah, sure, Ben. Great to be here in Lisbon again. Iris is an exciting service that's been in operation for a few years now, sponsored by the European Space Agency and with our Iris service partner, ESSP. It's a really exciting air traffic modernization program using our L-band satellite communications, the light cockpit SATCOM system, to provide data link communications between air traffic control and the flight deck, sharing complex clearances, four-dimensional trajectory, really enabling more efficient operations in complex, high-density airspace, supplementing traditional terrestrial communication links like VHF. Adoption is really strong. We're really excited about what we're seeing here in Europe, with multiple airlines now committing long-term fleet modernization to the Iris equipage, and multiple air navigation service providers here in Europe representing a large amount of the traffic volumes throughout core European airspace that have now committed to implementing the Iris program in Europe. Well, first, Iris is a multi-link solution. So the initial introduction of Iris here uses satellite communications to complement existing VHF communications. So we have multiple communications links providing a high level of resilience throughout the airspace. In the future, Viasat has announced a partnership with Space 42, intending to form a new company called Equitas, which will launch a low Earth orbit L-band satellite constellation to complement our existing geostationary orbit L-band constellation. As more and more people are flying, as population grows, the number of aircraft in operation is increasing. I think double the number of aircraft globally in operation between 2024 and 2044, over 20 years. So that high number of increasing aircraft, the more complex operations to continue to be able to manage those high volumes of aircraft is really going to be enabled by these new digital technologies. 4D trajectory-based operations, the initial version of that, supported by the introduction of Iris, is the first step as we move towards future technologies like FFICE, future flow in a collaborative environment. Improved collaborative decision-making really requires high amounts of data sharing between all the different stakeholders in the airspace. One of the things that's creating increased complexity in the airspace is the introduction of these uncrewed air vehicles. So to be able to fly these drones, air taxis, autonomous cargo, these uncrewed vehicles in integrated airspace, commercial airspace where crewed aircraft are also flying and going beyond visual line of sight, or BVLOS. This is the next step in the introduction of uncrewed aviation into commercial airspace. That requires really high resilience, really high levels of safety, and using multiple communication layers, satellite communications, L-band being one of those communication layers that we feel is absolutely critical to enable safe operations of these uncrewed vehicles in commercial airspace beyond visual line of sight. So we're working with partners here in Europe through the European Space Agency's Iris program. We've recently done some flight trials here in Europe with partners like Thales and Frequentis, collecting data to show the integrity, reliability, and resilience of these communications links, including our L-band satellite communications, in supporting uncrewed traffic management in commercial airspace.